Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our weekly sessions. I hope you all had a wonderful week this week. Happy 4th of July. It's a little bit of a different 4th of July this year, I know, but we make the best of it, right? So I'm going to give some time for people to come in. For those of you that are already here, let's start and do a little warm-up, okay? So go ahead and stand up. And then if you're here, can you just tell me if the sound is okay? I know last week I forgot to plug in the microphone, so just give me a little nod, let me know if you can hear me. And then stand up and let's get started, all right? We're going to start by sort of squeezing out the tension from the week. Good morning, good morning. Okay, awesome. I'm going to assume the sound is okay because nobody has told me that it isn't yet. So welcome to all of you as you're coming in. We're going to do a little warming up. So go ahead and stand up, and we're going to start by doing our total body tense and release to get all of the, great, the sound is good, to get all of the tension and block stuck energy out, okay? So we stand with our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. We're going to take a deep breath in as we bring our arms up over our head, and we're going to exhale as we squeeze every muscle in our body. Good, and let it out. Awesome. Oh, that's so good. Let's do it again. For those of you that are just coming in, you haven't missed anything. We're just warming up, so stand up and do this with us, okay? So let's inhale, arms come up. Exhale and squeeze. Awesome. Okay, we're going to do this again now, but this time when we squeeze, our arms are going to come out to the side. We're going to flex and extend our wrists and take a moment to check in and make sure we're squeezing everything, okay? So inhale, arms come up. Exhale and squeeze. So good. Okay, let's do that one more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling and squeezing out to the side. Awesome. Okay, so now that we've wrung all of that stuck, stagnant energy out of our bodies, we need to brush it off to make sure that it's not just clinging to the surface of us, right? So get your arms, get your chest and your belly, and your sides and your back, your butt, hips and legs. Get your face, your head, your neck, shoulders, and then just flick it off your fingers. Awesome. Okay, so good. So let's talk for a little bit, because this week we're focusing on listening to the voice within, right? That's the topic. So when I was thinking about this, the first thing that occurred to me is which voice, right? I think a lot of us have multiple voices going on inside at once. Which one do we pay attention to? I will give you an example of what often happens to me and then talk you through the process that I use, okay? Because we have the mind voice, we have the body voice, we have the heart voice, which I think is really included in the body voice. But I'll tell you, one of the things that I struggle with is stress eating. How many of you out there struggle with stress eating or boredom eating or fatigue eating, right? So what'll happen to me, it's usually in the evening, it's usually after dinner. I am tired and I have to do something. And so to make it tolerable to do the thing, to numb myself so that it's not so excruciating to do the thing, my mind says, eat something, eat, something with sugar, something with carbs, eat it. My body at the same time will say, you are full. You had dinner. You maybe even ate more than you should have at dinner. You do not want anything else on your body. It's already heavy. It's going to weigh you down. You need to do your thing and go to bed, right? And the mind can be so loud, right? And it can be so persistent. Eat, that even though at this point I've become aware that my body's saying, no, you don't need that. That's not good for you. You don't even really want it, right? Sometimes I eat the thing anyway just to shut my mind up, right? Have any of you guys had that experience where you're just doing the thing that you know you shouldn't be doing just to placate that mind that won't be quiet? So in that example, I think it's clear, right? Mind has a tendency to lead us astray. Body has a tendency to tell us what's actually true. And so when I say listen to the voice within, I actually mean be aware of all of them. Because if you're only paying attention to one, the other can lead you astray without you realizing it, right? So take note of mind. Be aware of what it's saying, but don't follow its advice. Tap into what your body is telling you, and you're usually going to make the right decision. Why is this so? Okay, so our conscious thinking mind, believe it or not, I mean, it's wonderful, right? As humans, we can do so many things because we have this mind that can think, that is aware of ourselves, that can run hypothetical situations of things that may happen in the future to help prepare us for those events. But compared to the other systems in your being, your mind is pretty clunky and it's pretty slow and it's a pretty poor interpreter of reality. So it can't process a lot of information all at once. And its job really is, just as I said, to take the sum total of your past experiences and play it up in hypothetical simulations of what may happen in the future. To try to help prepare you to have a survival advantage in the future. But because of that, this mind is rarely in the present, right? It's always future pacing. And it's running hypothetical situations. It's not running reality. It's not running real time what is happening right now, okay? So compared to the mind, the body, which includes the gut, which my sensei likes to call the brain of your being, which includes your heart, right? Your emotional compass, which actually includes your subconscious brain, your autonomic nervous system, which runs and controls all the different parts of your body. That is an amazing machine. That can process so much information at once, and it can process it so quickly. That is the part of you that is keenly in tune with what's happening in the real moment right now, taking in everything around you, all the stimuli, and responding to it in real time. So there's this source of untapped wisdom that's like below this level, that if we can tap into it, we have access to all of this information that we're really not aware of if we're only stuck in our minds. And so if we can get out of thinking mind and tap into body mind, we are going to make much more skillful decisions. We're going to commit right action. We're going to know what to do and when to do it with confidence and a sureness that is not shakable, right? There's so many people that tell me, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm in this situation. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about what will people think of me in this situation? What will people think of me in that? What's going to happen to me 5, 10, 20 years from now if I choose this versus that? And again, that's all this. It's dealing with the hypothetical, right? It's dealing with what isn't real in the moment. And if we can let that go and tap in and just hold the decision up to the litmus test of how does my body feel when I think about being in this reality where I've made this decision? How does my body feel when I think about being in this reality where I've made this decision? Not what does my mind think? How does this feel? What does it do to my energy? Then you just know. This is when people talk about going with their gut, right? Their gut instinct. Their gut is never wrong. I think we've just become so detached from our gut these days that we just feel like life is too much, right? Too many choices, life is too complicated, too much stimuli, human beings weren't equipped to deal with it. And while all of that in terms of too much stimuli, complicated lives, so much going on is true, we are 100% equipped to deal with it if we use all of the resources that we have as human beings. So tap in, hold your energy, hold the decision up to the litmus test of what does it do to your energy, right? Does this light me up? Does this make me tired, right? Do I feel joy when I think about this? Do I feel contraction, right? Fatigue. And you're not going to go wrong I'm going to say 10 times out of 10, if everything is working properly, you're not going to go wrong. So there are some things, though, that we need to do to make sure that the system is online and working properly, right? The first thing is we need to give this body what it needs to work properly, right? And that means sleep, and that means food that provides nourishment, not a processed food-like product that gums up the works and confuses the system and diverts energy into having to clean out those toxins instead of fueling the system, right? That means moving the body to circulate the blood, the oxygen, the nutrients, to break up scar tissue, break up blockages, massage the tissues and the organs to wring out the toxins and get them out of you. Regular movement, okay? And it means some other things too. It means having a purpose in life. It means having positive social interactions. But we're talking about the physical. And so I think if you can attend to the physical first, then that's something that's more in your control. And that's already going to give you a huge leg up, right? So what are the things I said focus on? Sleep, food, and movement, right? Notice I didn't say diet and exercise. Diets are things that we do for a temporary period of time. Exercise is something that is extra. It's not part of our regular day, right? Food is what we do 3 times a day, every day. And it's, are you making choices that are nourishing your body or hindering your body? And movement, when you put it like that, well, of course we're supposed to move every day, right? We have 2 legs, we have 2 arms. We're not just brains in a jar. And so the body needs to be exercised. It needs to be moved. Just like a car, if you leave it parked in the driveway for a year, when you go to try to start it, it's probably not going to work, right? So you've been learning here some of the ways to move your body that I think are very efficient, that give you a big return on investment. And as all of you know, I've been practicing exercising every single day this year, and I've seen such a difference. And so just another plug to encourage you to move regularly. We're going to move a little bit today. And so once you've given your body what it needs to work the way that it's supposed to be that compass that you need it to be, then all you have to do is tap in and pay attention. And there's a couple ways to do that. One is through energy work, like Qigong, like we do here all of the time. It really helps to connect you to your body through the common language of the energy, right? I'm tapping in, I'm moving the energy, I'm focusing on how it feels, I'm breaking up blockages, I'm helping the body to work better. My mind, because it is focused on that task, is aware of what the body is doing and what the body is saying. And then the other way is through a mindfulness practice, which can include meditation, right? Where for the 10 or 15 minutes that you're sitting on the cushion, you're really tapping in to how your body feels and considering with an open-minded, non-judgmental awareness, well, what does that mean? What does that mean that my stomach feels a little bit sour this morning, right? What does that mean that my hip is a little bit stiff? Okay, and you can attend to it. And then the ideal, of course, is to have a waking, walking mindfulness practice where you just live in that state of awareness, where you're attuned to everything that's going on in your internal world and what it's telling you. And when I first started to learn about mindfulness, when I first started to learn about this process of just being aware, I said, well, I don't really need to meditate on the pillow because I'm just going to be aware all of the time, right? And that was really coming from a place of me not loving meditation and feeling like it was hard or feeling like it was boring or feeling like it made me crazy or that my back hurt when I sat on the cushion for too long. I just didn't like it. But I have come to really appreciate it and understand that the time in dedicated practice really helps you to achieve that goal of being walking, waking awareness. So let us do some of the practices now that are going to help us get the body working the way that it's supposed to so that it can be that guidance system that we're asking it to be and to tap in and become aware of what it's telling us, okay? So everybody stand up if you're not already standing up. I'm going to kick my slippers off and we're going to do some movement. All right. So we already squeezed out the tension. Let's wake up the energy of the body. Let's get the blood and the lymph and the oxygen and the nutrients flowing by doing some total body tapping, okay? So palm of one hand, we're gonna tap down the inside of one arm and up the outside. Do this a few times. And the shoulder. Good. And the chest. And the side waist. Awesome. Let's do the other arm. Again, how hard do you tap? Listen to your body. What does it tell you? Tap as hard or as gently as it wants. Get the chest and down the side waist. Let's do the belly. Now, when you're doing this on your own, you may find that there's a part of the body that wants you to tap it longer. Honor that. Listen to it. It's probably got some more stuff to work out, right? It needs a little bit more opening. Let's go to the back to the kidneys right here with the back of the fists. Good. And then rub that spot in the spine that's in between the two kidney points. Awesome. And let's get the butt. And again, the spot that I hit, it's called gallbladder 30. It's a third of the way between the greater trochanter, which is the part of the hip bone that sticks out the most, and the sacrum, which is this, your sacrum in the middle of the back here. So about a third of the way up on that diagonal. That is an awesome point for releasing tension in the lower back and the legs. It really helps with sciatic type pain. The gallbladder channel, which is where the point the channel that point is on, is also related to your liver channel. And when those become blocked and unbalanced, we get very very kind of contracted, frustrated, angry, tense. And obviously those are a lot of the things that can block our access to wisdom, right? Block our access to making good choices. So it's nice to have those channels open and flowing freely. Now I'm just going around the hips. Awesome. All right, we're going to go down the legs now. And once again, I do not have my chair in the room, so I'm going to try to balance on one leg for you guys. I invite all of you that want to try that with me to do so. Otherwise, you can just bend down to tap, or you can put your leg up on a chair and balance on that to tap. As always, I'm going to tap down the front of my leg, up the back, down the sides, and then up the front, down the back, up the sides. We want to make sure that we're getting the ankle every time we pass by it, because there's a lot of important points around the ankle, okay? So for those of you that are going to balance with me, you're going to shift your weight over one leg. I'm going to balance on this leg first. Find your balance point. You pick up the other leg, knee bent, and let's tap. Down the front, up the back, down the sides, up the front, down the back, woo, up the sides. Awesome. All right, let's do the other side. So to balance, right, find your balance point, put all your weight on the opposite leg, bring the leg up, knee bent, and let's go down the front, up the back, down the sides. For those of you that are trying to balance, sometimes focusing your eyes on one point on the floor or the wall really helps. Good. And I always get the butt and the kidneys a few more times. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to go into some Qigong now to get our energy moving and get us connected to our two lower dantians, okay? So we start in Wuji. Feet together, arms neutral or palms turned to face the universe. We're going to put all of our weight onto one leg, balance, step out, slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. Feet turn slightly out, knees gently bent over the feet. And we're going to move into something called Tai Chi arms. You guys that have done this with me every week have seen this before. This is a very, very classic Qigong and Tai Chi move. But basically we're going to exhale as we drop down, and inhale as we let the arms float up with the wrists relaxed. And then at the top of the circle, you bring them in towards you, and we exhale down. Good. Inhale up. In, exhale down. And we're just going to stay with this for a little while. Really get the energy circulating down. Focus on coordinating the breath with the movement. Inhaling as we come up and in. Exhaling as we go down. And notice the rise and fall from the knees. So as we inhale, we come up with the whole body, not just the arms. And as we exhale, we sink down into the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. And inhaling. And exhale, and let your arms come to rest in front of the lower dantian, the energy center between your belly button and the bottom of you. Good. Okay, now we're going to bring our feet out into that wider horse stance, okay? So this is a little bit wider, okay? Your feet are still turned slightly outwards. Your knees are still going to be bent out over the feet, not going forward. We don't want to strain the knee, okay? And you want to make sure that as we go down, your knees are never going out past your toes, okay? The way that you keep that from happening is as you sink, booty goes back, okay? Instead of here. Let me turn sideways so you can see better. Okay, so you want, this is yes, this is no, okay? Knees are happy, knees are sad. Okay. Now, when you're going out, okay, you don't, the butt shouldn't be like that. You want to go like you're going to sit on a stool. So there is a downward curvature of the tailbone, right? But like that, not like that, like that. Okay. But this part of you is going backwards so that we can keep our knees over our ankles. Okay. I take the time to tell you that because, again, I hurt my knee for like a year when I was learning how to teach Qigong because I didn't get that. And so I am on a mission to have this be a totally productive practice for you guys and not to have you suffer the knee pain like I did, okay? Okay, so we're in our horse stance and we're going to do unifying heaven and earth. You've done this with me before if you've been with me every single week. This is from a move called the Flow Form by Satori Method. I love it because we're integrating all of the energy centers. It's an incredibly efficient move, okay? So we're going to exhale as we go down and we scoop up earth chi. And we're going to inhale, bringing our arms up to the front and back in towards our heart center. And then we're going to exhale as we drop down, pushing the arms out. Inhale as we make the top half of a circle and exhale as we complete the circle. Inhaling, arms go up. And we grab that heavenly chi and we exhale down. And at about the level of the lower ribs, we reach out and we scoop up earth chi again. And we inhale up the front and we shape that energy from our heart center and we exhale, giving it out to the world. We inhale, wrap it in an energy bubble, serve it up, grab that sky chi and exhale down. Good. Scoop up earth chi. Bring it up to the front. Shape it from your heart center and give it to the world. Wrap it in an energy bubble. Serve it up. Grab heavenly chi and bring it down. Scooping up earth chi on the exhale. Inhaling up. Shape it from your heart. Exhale, give it to the world. Inhale, wrap it in a bubble. Exhale, complete the bubble. Inhale, serving it up. Grabbing sky chi and bringing it down. Couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. It is quite the leg workout, isn't it? Inhale, scoop up earth chi, bring it up the front, shape it from your heart. Exhale, give it to the world. Inhale, wrap it in a bubble. Exhale, complete the bubble. Inhale, serving it up. Grabbing sky chi. One more time. Exhale, scoop up earth chi. Inhale, coming up, shaping it from heart center. Exhale, give it to the world. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. We bring our feet back to slightly wider than shoulder width distance apart. Hands in front of the lower dantian. Excellent. Now, take a moment. I'm going to invite you to let your eyes drift closed. Take nice deep breaths, expanding your belly all the way out as you breathe in, and pushing the breath all the way out with the belly as you breathe out. And if you feel that your hands want to float away or move away from the belly when you breathe in and come towards it when you breathe out, just allow that to happen. If not, that's okay. Allow yourself to feel any sensation between the palms of your hands and your lower belly. When you're ready, allow your hands to come into stillness in front of the lower dantian. Breathe in and let your awareness go inside. First inside your mind, and now let's send our awareness down the central column, down past the middle dantian, the heart center, all the way down into the lower dantian. And from this place, allow yourself to experience the chi flowing in to your lower dantian, your lower energy center, from the palms of your hands and from your breath on the inhalation. So that with each breath in, more energy in the form of golden white light flows into this energy center. And if it's not already doing so, allow the center to start to turn, to whirl, spinning around. As the energy is rolling through it, within it, like lava, golden white light. And allow yourself to be aware of what you're observing within the lower dantian. If anything looks or feels not as it should be, acknowledge it without judgment. And if you feel compelled to make a change, to see if you observe a change within the lower dantian, go ahead. Perhaps you want to move your hands out a little bit further away from your belly. Perhaps you want to move them in. Perhaps your hands want to move a little bit, swirling back and forth in front of your lower belly. Perhaps your breath wants to go deeper. Perhaps it was only filling your lungs but not your belly. And you can choose to allow to let it all the way down into the belly, expanding it, contracting as you breathe out, so that your belly becomes like a pump, like a bellows, Drawing the breath in, pumping the stale breath out. Drawing the clear breath in and pumping the stale breath out. When you feel ready, we're going to take a deep breath and allow the hands and the arms to float up in front of your middle dantian, the heart center. Allow there to be a gentle bend in the elbows. Allow yourself to feel the energy supporting, holding you, lifting you up. And allow that energy to do any work you may need to be doing for you in terms of holding this position. And I'll bring your awareness as well up to the level of the heart center. And just observe what you see, what you feel. And when you feel ready, allow yourself to acknowledge the energy pouring into your heart center from the palms of your hands and from your breath. Allow the energy to enter, swirling it, spinning it, seeing that ball of energy expanding, whirling with every breath you take. And allow yourself to be aware of any physical changes you feel as that energy center really starts to expand and whirl. Perhaps you feel an opening in the chest. Perhaps you feel an opening in your spine or between your shoulder blades. Perhaps you feel a warmth, a glow, or an emotion. Allow yourself to breathe into these changes without tension, with ease, just observing. There are no good things and there are no bad things in our internal world. There are just things. They are all providing you with information. So just practice being aware. And as you feel ready, we're going to breathe and let our awareness and our energy float up further into the upper dantian. And you can have your hands with the palms pointed towards an area in the middle of your forehead or just above your head, wherever feels right to you. Allow the energy to pour in with the palms, with the breath. Noticing as this energy center starts to spin and whirl, expanding with each breath. And as this energy center is activated and open, allow yourself to invite your inner channel to open wide, a channel that runs along the length of your spine, connecting all three energy centers to each other, to the earth, and to the sky. And when you feel ready, allow your hands full of energy to float slowly down the front of your body, bathing all of you in the golden white light of pure, clean energy. And as they come to rest in front of your lower dantian, allow yourself to open your eyes, coming back into the room, back into this space. Let's close out our Qigong practice. I'm going to shift all my weight into one leg. I'm going to inhale, bringing my feet together as my arms come up over my head, exhaling down. At the level of the lower ribs, the palms separate, come down to the side. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. So, how was your experience? I think for many of you that was probably your first practice at a standing meditation. And let's take a minute to recall what the voices in you were saying at each step, right? I can imagine that for a lot of you, the longer we did it and the further up we went, the more your mind was saying, my arms are tired, my shoulders burn, maybe my lower back doesn't feel so good. How long is this going to last for? I don't know if I can hold this position. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Totally get it. I'm not going to lie. I still can feel the burn in my shoulders a little bit. What was your body saying though? Was your body showing you the energy spinning and whirling? Was it showing you, the relaxation of blockages, the expansion of the abdominal muscles as you allowed the breath to enter, right? Could some of you feel the energy coming in, supporting you and moving you and actually holding you up in these positions? The Qigong masters don't feel that they are moving themselves through the practice. They are catching these waves of qi that move them. And at the same time, through their intention, they are guiding it through their bodies to help optimize their energy flow. But there is great support once you learn how to tap into that energy. And when you do, the effort required to maintain these positions sort of goes away. It should not be an effortful practice, but it is a practice, right? It takes a little bit to tap in. Maybe not so long, but it takes a little bit of consistent practice, okay? And so if now that it is done, your body is saying, oh, I feel better. I like that. Well, listen to that, okay? Listen to that, because the mind will tell you you're done way before you're done. The mind will tell you that you can't way before you have tapped out your resources, right? The mind holds you back. The body can go so much further. So much deeper. And any athlete will tell you that, right? Get out of your head, get into your body. It can do amazing, amazing things. Guys, I hope this was helpful for you. Again, this is a practice. I'm not going to say that I never get trapped in too much mind, but the more I practice, the less it happens. The more I'm aware, the more I'm finding that I'm choosing to listen to what the brain of my being is telling me and not what my mind is telling me. And the more I do that, the more I'm seeing the benefits and the results. And so I will just invite you, if this feels right for you, to set an intention, to set a goal for what your practice is going to look like, how often you're going to do it, how you're going to accomplish that goal. And if you want to ask questions or get some advice, post your questions in the chat. If you want to make a declaration, I love this, I'm going to do this many days for this many minutes, post it in the chat so we can all support you. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 4th of July. Have a wonderful week ahead. Let me know what you need, what you're struggling with, what you're facing. I want to help in any way that I can, and I use that feedback to help choose the topics for each week's session, okay? All right, everybody. Until next time, be well. Bye.